everybody. Welcome to the show. I'm your host, Lisa Davis, aka Litecoin Lisa, and we've got a crypto journey for you today. We have Crypto Homie joining us, and he's going to tell us all about all of his experience with crypto and what he's doing now moving into crypto full time. So you guys hang in there and give us a like, share this video, and I'll be right back with Crypto Homie. Welcome back, everybody. We have Crypto Homie joining us today. Thanks for jumping in and joining us, and thanks for sharing your crypto journey with us too.
Yeah, hi everybody. It's great to be here, Lisa. I've been a big fan of yours for over a year now, and I just love all your content, and I really appreciate what you do. And thank you so much for having me on.
Well, thanks so much. I really love the community that we have, and hopefully we can do more meetups and get to give everybody a big hug and tell the fam hi and hello and all that.
Not socially distanced, please.
No social distancing.
Take the mask off.
None allowed. Yeah,
that's right.
Absolutely. Well, you have just jumped in full force, so let's back up your story a little bit and kind of tell us where you got started, when you first heard about crypto, when was that, and kind of how did that happen for you?
Sure. Yeah. So I've been in since it was about spring of 2017, right around, I think Bitcoin was at like 2,500 when I first started looking at it. And it was actually a really good friend of mine. His name was Grady Rhodes. He passed away a few years ago, so I wanted to give him a shout out. But he was the guy that first introduced me to Bitcoin, and we would kind of send stuff back and forth and kind of showed me the ropes of how to use it. And after that, I just dove headfirst as much as I could into everything about cryptocurrency. I recognized it for what it was as an investment, but I think I spent the first month just watching Andreas Antonopoulos videos and just going down the rabbit hole as much as I could. I was so I used to be an electrician, and so I would plop my headphones in and just 8 hours a day, Monday through Friday, I was listening to crypto stuff and kind of put in my 10,000 hours of getting into the industry, I guess. So
Andreas is always one of my go-tos when I have new people start in crypto. I'm like, okay, watch Banking on Bitcoin or the Rise and Rise of Bitcoin, just so they start hearing some of the language, because the vocabulary is so different. And then I move them right over to Bitcoin for Beginners, Andreas Antonopoulos' playlist. I think he's a brilliant teacher, and he really simplifies it.
Well, and I really try to model how I communicate, especially to new crypto people. It's not just about making money. It's really about flipping every centralized system on its head.
Right.
And just the change that it's going to bring is really astounding. And it excites me every day. And I just want to help as many people who are interested get into this stuff and take advantage of it, during this transition, because it's not going to last forever. And I always tell people, if the rich people are the only ones getting in, then nothing's going to change, and it's really important that, just the average Joe and Jane understand what this stuff is, not just get in and try to make money in it, but really understand how to use it and how it's going to affect us, our lives going forward.
Peer-to-peer is so important, in the original white paper of Bitcoin. So what do you see as your role and contribution in this space? Because you're really taking a very active role in it.
Sure. I guess I'm maybe a younger generation. I'll be 28 in July. And
my son is 25.
Yeah. So I guess it's what kind of motivates me is to talk to my peers as much as I can about money and what money really is, and what the current system of money we use and have been forced to use for the last 100 years is, and how it's just a big scam, and how we've been getting gypped. And especially these days, the last couple of months, I mean, with the amount of inflation that's rushing into the system and lumber and all this kind of stuff, that it's like, It's just people still have, it's just hitting them like a ton of bricks. They have no idea what's going on. And I know that maybe not right now, but 6 months from now, 12 months from now, people are going to be desperate to just transition into this space because they're going to be forced to. And I just want to help as many people, not necessarily my age, but just anybody who's interested in this stuff, understand why that transition is happening now and why it's important to try to jump ship into the new system and beat the herd. So, but
some of the ways that you're doing that is you've joined Bitcoin Ben's team of helping people, and I'll have the link to your Calendly that
great.
if somebody wants to book a time with you to do some training or learn some crypto stuff, they can do that. So you guys will be able to find that in the description. Kind of to explain to everybody what that is, because not everybody knows about that program or that effort that you guys are building together.
Yeah, well, it's a really great site. It's Calendly, where you essentially can just link your Zoom to this one website, and you can link any payment gateway you want to it. I use PayPal, and it's just a very easy way for you can just show people a QR code. They can scan it, go. They can click an appointment, book it, no problem. It's very user friendly. And then you just get a little email, and you can link up through Zoom. And I love spending as much time as people want to talk about this stuff. Especially newbies who want to get in and go through A to Z. Well, most people have no experience and haven't bought any yet, or have bought a little bit and are just keeping it on their Coinbase. And so the first thing that I like to tell people about is self-custody. Because to me, that's the whole point of cryptocurrencies, and really undermining the current system, and stop using third-party custodians to hold your money, because they just take advantage of you. And this facade of, they're keeping it safe. It is just that. No, they're not. And they're just scamming you so that they can make money off of your money. Yeah. So the self-custody thing, and getting a hardware wallet, or even just, an Exodus wallet or something where you hold your own keys, and how to properly store your keys, and the importance of that, and just changing people's mindset of, well, it's time to take responsibility of your money and hold it yourself, and take away the power that these institutions have stolen from us the last 100 years. So
yeah, and that we've given. And I think, we're seeing that with a lot of crypto people are understanding that, but they want that middleman. I mean, that's why we have all this. I think that's where all this manipulation has come in through the exchanges. We're still that was not the original Bitcoin white paper. It was peer to peer. It wasn't through exchanges. And so I don't know. It might get painful for us to learn that lesson, but
I think either way, you're going to be forced to learn. Even like right now, for example, with there's a huge dip in the market thanks to Elon or China, whatever it is. Whatever this week's FUD is. But now you have, we know the big money's getting in right now. But you have Coinbase going down, Gemini going down, so you can't help but think it's somewhat coordinated. So it is frustrating.
On my show yesterday, I went through and on Woo Woo Wednesday of this week, if we're watching this later, I don't know what day we'll post this, but we went through on CoinGecko and just went through every coin, and coins that had nothing to do with each other. I pulled up Bitcoin, I pulled up Litecoin, I pulled up Shiba, I pulled up Theta. Everything tanked at 8:15 a.m. On the 19th. That's not even possible.
No.
All those things at the same time. So it has to be manipulation. I also think that part of it is, as they're, the inflation is going crazy, they're trying to lessen that gap so we don't see the inflation as much. And I think that's part of them.
I think they
also push down the stock market as well. Like
this whole thing is just a controlled demolition. And they're doing the best they can, and at least Mr. T passed it off to the other guy to kind of take the blame for it, hopefully. But one way or another, all this stuff just needs to come. But I'm not of the opinion. I've kind of watched the debates over the time whether there's going to be a huge crash or a transition, kind of like Ben talks about. And I'm of the opinion that they need to transition it. It needs to be slow, day by day, week by week. It's because too many lives would be destroyed if it all just came crashing down, and people wouldn't be ready for it. They wouldn't know how to make the transition. So the way I view it is we have years, probably maybe another decade before this transition really completes itself.
No,
But yeah,
totally disagree. What you
really.
also have to remember is, it's not going to be that long. I mean,
Yeah.
banks will
Okay.
be completely gone within 5 years.
Okay.
Um,
Yeah.
uh, I don't think it's going to take long at all.
I'm totally
Because
fine
right
with that.
now,
Yeah.
with technology, when we moved into the technological age, we needed physical technology. We needed
Hmm.
computers and things like that, phones and whatever.
Right.
Now we
Hmm.
have, it's just software.
Right.
Software is the technological advancement, and that is fast.
Hmm.
Um, and I also think that, you know, I just think it's going to happen really fast.
You're probably right.
Possibly
Yeah.
this summer,
Right. Well,
by the end of the year.
all the more reason to help as many people as I can, as we
Yes.
can, get into
Yeah.
this stuff before it's too late. There is a
Yeah.
sense of urgency in it, and a lot of people don't feel it yet, but it'll come eventually.
Yeah,
So, yeah.
definitely. So on your using Calendly,
Mhm.
which that's a website that anybody can, I set up my calendar on it as well. But you guys, through Ben's organization or business where he's training people to kind of be crypto geeks, for lack of better
Yeah.
word.
Yep.
Um,
We're all that.
so they can click on that link that we'll have in the description for this. And does that show your rates?
It does. Yeah. So
Okay.
you can set different length of appointments. I currently have just a free 15-minute consultation if people are kind of on the fence and just want to talk to me and get to know me a little bit. And then I have a 30-minute and an hour-long session. And the most often booked is the 30-minute session. It just is what it is. But we cover a lot in that. That's 30 minutes is a decent amount of time. I can really walk people through, how to buy, how to
Some
set
of the
up a
basics.
wallet, and then the business model is I'm trying to develop relationships with these people and just be. I always tell them, if it's a quick question, just send me a text, and it's an open line of communication. But ultimately, it is a relationship to help people through this entire transition, whether it's the next 6 or 12 months or 18 months. So,
Yeah.
but yeah, you can just each description of my video it has kind of a label of what the goals or parameters of each session are, and just whatever fits your current needs, you can sign up for. And we go off script all the time. I just go on
That's good.
tangents, and
Yeah.
tell all the information I've accumulated over the years, I just come spilling out of me. So
That's great. That's great that you can help people like that.
totally.
So when you got into crypto and heard about it spring 2017,
Mhm.
and then started watching all the Andreas Antonopoulos shows, or shows, videos, did that change your view of the world? Um, you know, or what was your view of money, and how did that affect your view of the world and things once you kind of
Sure.
learned about crypto?
Yeah. Well, I think I always kind of had this. It's like in the movie The Matrix. He always sort of knew something was wrong. He
Mhm.
always could. He didn't know how to put it into words. So I always kind of had this skepticism of, before Mr. T, it was politics, and the skepticism of money. Is like, this doesn't make any sense. This stuff has
Mhm.
just seemed like it's rigged against us. And so, yeah, once I kind of got into, like, on Andreas Antonopoulos, the way he would talk about how this stuff operates at a global level, where someone can, you know, flee a country with their wealth
Right.
inside of their head just by memorizing 12 words. That
Mhm.
really changed the way that I looked at money, because you don't, again, you don't need to use third party custody anymore. And just the revolution of just the technology of how this stuff can be implemented breaks down the entire old system and creates new and better ways to do finance, do personal finance. And the banking of the unbanked all over the world is where people really need crypto. It was very exciting. And yeah, I just can't wait to see the old system kind of fall because of this stuff. It's just going to get outdone by the free market of this stuff. And so
It is really
it's really
exciting.
exciting. Yeah.
Yeah. Um, so do you share your crypto experience with like your friends and family?
Mhm.
And how's that received with like people that are just in your everyday life?
With usually eyes glaze over after the first 5 minutes, but I'm a very persistent guy. Ever since then, I got my family and some of my friends into I think it was Litecoin in 2017, and everyone wrote it up with all together, and then crashed all together. And no,
Been in
don't
the
don't
bear market.
yeah,
Yeah. And you're
don't
like, just
sell.
leave it.
Just
Yeah.
leave it. Don't sell.
Yeah.
And there's a lot. Again, most people, the way they perceive it is, oh, I can make some quick money. I can make some quick gains. And that's fine. Yeah, some people are more receptive to the ideology of this stuff than others. And I really just try to feel out the individual. What are their preconceptions of this stuff? And I try to just the drip method, just little by little, day by day, consistent. Hey, what do you think about this? Or, hey, and it's been fun to see my parents, who are pretty stubborn in some regards, really start to come around, especially the last year or so, going, oh, okay, I start to get why this stuff has value, what the intrinsic value of this stuff is, and why it's going to continue to grow over the next couple of years and forever, really. But yeah, it's still like, even like my girlfriend, I got her into some DIVI about a year ago, and she was just like, all right, take it, do it. I don't want to think about it. Yeah. But as the more I've been getting into this, the more meetups I go to and the more people that I talk to, she's starting to see that there's a huge community of people that think like I do. And she's starting to come around too and start to really ask more questions and really be interested in this stuff. So it's been a fun process to watch people go through over the last couple of years.
That's really cool. So you mentioned DIVI. What are some of your favorite coins and projects, and why are you drawn to those more than others?
DIVI. I love DIVI. I was exposed to DIVI. I heard about it a year ago on Bitcoin Ben's channel, and I heard about it the first time. I was a little skeptical, didn't do anything. He mentioned it again a month later. I was like, all right, I'm gonna go check this out. And just little by little, the more I got to know the team, the more I got to know that tokenomic structure of it, the incentive structure of it, the masternode network that it's creating, which I agree with Ben. I think that structure is going to be just huge going forward in all sorts of environments. I just didn't see any other altcoin that was yielding what DIVI would yield. And to me, it's just a very easy passive way to keep stacking sats. And, in the long run, I know there's the ever going debate of Bitcoin maximalists and altcoins. I fall in kind of the middle. I do think that at the end of the day, I want to resolve in Bitcoin. I think Bitcoin has the greatest network effect, but that's not to say that, the use cases and of all the other coins are just, I don't think they're going to go to zero. I think that's kind of an odd argument, because that's never happened in any other point in history. That didn't happen in the tech boom, where it's like there was multiple blue chip companies that came out of that stuff. That's the way I see it now.
The only way I see it going to zero is if the US dollar is worth zero.
Right.
Like if we print it into infinity,
right.
And then people are like, well, how do you revalue? I think there will be a revaluing at some point.
I agree.
They are printing the dollar into nothing. And people are going to start, well, I can't say it's worth $5 because it's not worth $5. It's worth, this much silver or gold or whatever.
It'll be very interesting to see when that transition happens of things being priced in Bitcoin, priced in Satoshis. And I think it's just going to be the coolest thing, because already we have somewhat of a gauge, we can, Tesla stopped accepting it, whatever. But for the time period that they did, you could kind of say, all right, one Bitcoin could buy you one decent car.
Cybertruck.
Yeah. Sorry. Right. Yeah. And so I think that mentality will keep, as the dollar just keeps losing its value. I think that mentality is going to have to take effect, because if we don't, then we're going to, like you were saying, we're not going to know how to value this stuff. So right now it's worth one car. A couple years from now, it could be worth a decent house. A couple more years after that, I think we'll just keep, at the end of the day, the free market will just decide what are two people willing to trade. I'm looking to sell my house. Well, I have one Bitcoin. That sounds like a good deal. I might do that. So, and maybe that's what sets the price.
I know I was watching, I want to say it's on Netflix. and it's a series. I think it's just called Money, and they're talking about the history of money and all different things about it. It's really interesting. And they had, they don't know what they're talking about on crypto, but
Right.
we'll leave that aside. But, but the money part was really interesting. And they talked about how, I think it was in the 50s, that it's something like one piece, so much of gold will always buy you like a small family home,
Hmm.
or, and there's also something about a suit. And I can't remember if it's an ounce of gold is the same as
Hmm.
a nice quality suit.
Hmm.
There's some kind of like parallels there that have
Right.
been, over time have stayed,
Yeah.
um,
Somewhat consistent.
consistent. Yeah,
Yeah.
because you can get a nice suit for probably about $2,500,
Right.
you know, and that's what an ounce of gold is.
Exactly.
And so it'll be interesting, like you said, to see as it transitions to Satoshis, what will that
Hmm.
balance be?
Right. Well, and it's just so interesting. People, again, the maxi, altcoin debate. It's like, I don't really see it as the Bitcoin standard. I see it as the Satoshi standard. I think at the end of the
Mhm.
day, that's what you compare altcoins to Bitcoin in. So why can't you compare altcoins to other commodities or other goods in that same fashion? And I do, again, I understand the argument that I think at the end of the day, Bitcoin is one of the scarcest assets. It has the biggest network effect. But yeah, it'll be really interesting to see how it all shakes out over the next 5 to 10 years, I guess.
Yeah, and a lot of the psychics are saying that like Bitcoin is what like governments and countries will settle in
Hmm.
Bitcoin, but like Litecoin is for the people, for
Yeah,
spending,
right,
for with the lower transaction fees and
right,
faster and
right.
all that kind of stuff, and Lightning
Divi
Network.
too.
And Divi can be
Yeah.
used, yes.
And Digibyte and all the other
Did
fast
yeah,
ones. Yeah.
yeah, we like all those.
Yeah.
Um, so you are moving forward. You're also starting a YouTube channel,
Mhm.
possibly with some other friends from the Bitcoin Bin, Crypto Geek Squad. I
Mhm.
don't know what to call you guys, or if you have a name or not, but
I think we were drinking at the event and we came up with some funny crypto name. I forget what it was, but it'll be something catchy, I'm sure.
it'll be something catchy. Well,
Yeah.
good. Well, and so Tom is in our chat a lot, and I guess his daughter Jessica, she's booked a time with me to meet, and we're going to talk about her crypto journey, and she's
Awesome.
going to be one of the people that you possibly have on your
Yeah.
show or do a show with.
Yes,
And
definitely. Jessica, Tom's daughter, and Jillian, Lori's daughter, were all at the event in April in Texas, and we just hit it off. We're the only ones that were kind of the same age, so we just instantly became best friends. So yeah, we have a chat. We talk
just
all the
away
time,
from
and
all these old people.
yeah. Oh, it's so good. It's so fun. I mean, it's such a great community, and I tell my girlfriend this all the time. It's just being able to have go get Bitcoin and beer event or whatever, and you can actually have interesting conversations, not just
Yes.
bar banter. And it's whether it spills over into politics or money or whatever it is. It's just the crypto community is so great, and there's so many great people who are so like-minded, and we all want the same thing. We all just want to be left alone and
Freedom.
live free. Exactly. So it's what we're all
Yeah.
working towards.
So what's your crypto dream or goal for the future?
I mean, I'm living it.
Kind of
I'm
there.
kind of there.
Yeah.
I was able to, just by the grace of God, I was very fortunate to, make the right decisions and get into a position where I have enough passive income from cryptocurrency to where I was able to quit my job as an electrician. The quick story on that was right after high school, I joined the trades and became an electrician because I just didn't want to go to college. I didn't want to spend $100,000 and get in debt and just party the whole time. So I kind of foregoed that experience and just, kind of grew up and went into the trades and made $100,000. And that's the
Right.
story I always tell. And so I was able to put a lot of that into crypto over the last 4 years. And I was buying all through the bear market when, there was no hope and people didn't know what was going to happen, but I stuck it out. And now I'm in a position to just focus my time on helping as many people as I can over, the Zoom stuff and talking to people. It's just, I couldn't ask for anything else, you know, just being able to help people out, get into this stuff. It's very rewarding and I really enjoy it. So for now, for the time being, I'm very content.
You live in the dream. I love it. I love
Yeah.
it. Well, everybody remember that you can find Homie's link in the description below if you want to book a time, get to know him a little bit better and pick his brain for all this knowledge that he's accumulated. And I just think it's great. I love it. I love that, you know, you're so young still and you just you've bought your own freedom by making these decisions and educating yourself. And
Yep.
I
Yeah.
just wish you all the best.
I want as many people to join me, you know. That's what drives me every day. I just think I see what I was able to accomplish, and everybody can do the same thing. It just takes a little bit of time and dedication and following through, but you know, that's what I want to help people achieve. So yeah.
Wonderful. Wonderful. Well, I really appreciate you. And everybody be sure to like this video and share it. And where can they find your YouTube channel? Do you have a YouTube channel? Is that
Yeah, I have a small YouTube channel, nothing to boast about, but yes,
well,
it's
everybody go over there and yeah,
sure. Crypto
like
Homie on YouTube, and you can follow me on Twitter, at Crypto Homie John, and same thing on Instagram at Crypto Homie John. So
perfect.
I post dank memes all day. So
Oh Lord, if I ever said that, it would sound so ridiculous. But it sounds totally normal coming out of
it's
your mouth.
it's part of the culture,
Yeah,
I guess.
yeah,
Yeah.
part of it. All right. Well, take care. Thanks so much for joining us. I really appreciate it. We'll see you
Thanks so much,
guys.
Lisa. Take care.
Yeah. Thanks.